Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Salam.
Sir, what is prebiotic and probiotic?
Okay, so you have asked very sensational things about prebiotics and prebiotics. Many people don't know what the difference between prebiotics and probiotics. They call these synonymously, but prebiotics and probiotics have a difference. Prebiotics mean being a fiber, for example, vegetable fruits, they have antioxidant and they have phenolic compound. So they are called prebiotic. While probiotic, the useful bacteria which live in our intestine, especially in our intestine, trillion of bacteria are going to be live there. So probiotics are the useful live bacteria. For example, yeast, they are going to be fermented. For example, yogurt, masa, kefir, and many countries have. The cabbage are going to be fermented, green tea are going to be fermented, even cucumber are going to be fermented. They are very, very useful. Prebiotics, why we recommend prebiotics have a low glycemic index. What glycemic index mean? Glycemic index mean the food which affect on your blood glucose is called glycemic index. For example, glucose have 100% glycemic index. It means they have high metabolic they are in blood. While fructose have a low glycemic index, that is 22%. It means they have low metabolic pathway. They are going to proceed in liver, then they are going to diffuse in blood. While saccharomyces, which is called a common sugar, which is called sauerkraut, they have glucose and fructose. So then they are going to broken. Fructose will go to liver, while glucose into diffuse into blood. So it's very, very important. The high glycemic intensity, that is 70, while the medium is 56 to 69, while the low is below that is. So very, very important. Why we are recommend prebiotics? They have antioxidant intensity. Antioxidant mean against the oxygen. So if suppose you have oxygen in your body, sometimes they promote a phenomena which is called oxidative stress, which is very, very dangerous. And they also promote the phenomena like degenerative illness. For example, cancer, of course, that is very dangerous things. Cardiovascular disease, these are very, very dangerous. And neurodegeneration, what the source of antioxidant? Why? Which fruit they have an antioxidant tendency, like raspberry, blackberry, green tea, apple. You don't know apple? I'm not talking about New York, but I'm talking about Melisol mistress. I'm talking about banana is the potassium source, apple is going to be the iron source. So they have one glucose and fructose ratio. So oxygen is very dangerous. There's oxidative stress will also create, they will also damage your nucleus, your cell membrane. So that is very, very dangerous. Who cause this oxidation? Remember, one hand that is good, with the other hand is too bad. For example, we have a species, radical oxygen species, nitrogen radical species. One hand they have antagonistic tendency because metabolism they are going to produce. They also affect on enzymatic and non-enzymatic tendency. For example, an enzymatic tendency like respiratory chain, non-enzymatic tendency like ionizing radical they have. Anyhow, what should be the consequences of such a thing? They will cause cancer, of course. Degenerative disease are going to be very common in these days. So pre-radical, oxidation is because of pre-radical. What pre-radical mean? This is some sort of chemist question to be asked. Pre-radical are those atom molecules which have one p electron and they have a highly reactive tendency. For example, nitrogen, iron, chlorine. They have a species like oxygen tendency are very high. For example, oxide, which I'm talking about, superoxide, hypochlorite. These have. So at one hand, we don't neglect these things. What should be the source of pre-radical? External sources like X-ray, pollutant, OT, industrial pollutant, of course, that is very. While internal sources, mitochondria, they have enzyme, what sort of enzyme they have? Cytochrome oxidase, which are going to responsible for the oxidation. While peroxisome, hydrogen peroxide are going to be produced. On one hand, they are going to help, but other hand, they promote such a drastic thing. Another example is certain drugs is also tendency to produce free radical. The other thing like you may call phagocytosis, phagocytosis across the membrane. Anyhow, their target is, what the target of this oxidation is, they target the macromolecule like protein, like nucleic acid, lipids. They degenerate, even they disrupt the homeostasis. Anyhow, why we are going to recommend prebiotics? Because they have